We did the bhajans. We did the bhajan of Premananda Thakur. We did the bhajan of Charitamrita Das Thakur. I mean, all these acharyas are actually teaching us how to pray. Huh? How to pray. You know, when the parents do the prayer, remember when we were little children, we just used to go to the temple with them. And when they fold their hands and bend down, we look at them. Oh, so fold your hands and then bow down. As a sit there, parents say, oh, this is how we should pray. This is how we feel when these acharyas are singing. And what are they asking for? And what is their mood? And what is their humility? So, like, looking at them, their songs, their mood, their words, just looking at them like, oh, is this how I'm supposed to? Acharyas, yeah. So itna seekh rahe hum log just with the Acharya bhajans. And we will see kind of live in Chaitanya Charitamrita how the whole culture just comes into life and what living in bhakti means. That's the beauty of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. I'm going to share the PowerPoint. Yeah, I'll share the PowerPoint. Anything before we start the PowerPoint? Anything from any one of you? Shall we go ahead? Yeah? Yes, please. Yes, please. And I'm going to, are you able to see this? Not yet, maybe. Not yet. Yeah. Because I didn't start sharing. Let me share it. Dante trina dari gaura. Do you see?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know, the consciousness is graded from very shrunken as in non-living beings like stones, very shrunken consciousness to Vikasita, Purna Vikasita consciousness. Yeah, Sankuchita is very shrunken. Purna Vikasita is completely blossomed consciousness. Krishna consciousness is that kind of completely blossomed consciousness that they see Krishna everywhere. That's Krishna consciousness. What to speak of the intensified, dense, condensed nectar of Krishna consciousness. We are in sadhana bhakti now, in anartha nivritti, and then we will be taken to nishtha in bhakti with the mercy of the Harinam and the acharyas and devotees. We will be taken to nishtha. And after that comes, ruchi. After that is asakti. And then comes the stage of bhava, where the devotees don't really know if they are in this body or in their spiritual body, like that. That's a stage of bhava. Further down. After that is prema. Yeah. But that is the basic prema. But intensification of prema in the spiritual bodies, it starts with, after prema comes sneha, mana, then raga, anuraga, and then bhava, mahabhava. In mahabhava, madanakya mahabhava, modanakya mahabhava. Those bhavas are for Srimati Radharani and her extensions gopis. That's the completely blossomed state of consciousness. And Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna in the mood of Radharani, experiencing that completely blossomed spiritual consciousness in the state of Madanakya Mahabhava and Modanakya Mahabhava. That cannot be contained in a human body. And that is why we see when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, as Lord Jagannath limbs, they get shrunken. Lord Gauranga's limbs are also shrunken in the pastimes sometimes, because that spiritual emotions, they cannot be contained in this, body made of these elements sometimes. But this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. He's Lord Krishna experiencing the mood of Sri Radhika, Srimati Radharani. So that is super intense spiritual bliss. And here for us, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Harinama eva kevalam. Kalo na asti eva, na asti eva, na asti eva. Gatiranyada. If we look at this, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. Kirtaniya, glorify. Glorify the Lordships. Glorify the qualities of the Lord. Glorify the Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Lord. Fill yourself with the glorification of the Rupa, Guna and Leela of that sweet Lord, Shyamsundara. How often do you do that? Once a week? Maybe at the temple, maybe at the Bhakti Vriksha, maybe when we are having darshan, maybe at the Chapatan. Sada, 24/7. So if we are absorbed in the glorification of Lord Hari, and if we are able to, not if we are, Harina will take us to that state of Kirtaniya Sadahari, where our consciousness is absorbed in glorification, in appreciation of the Supreme Sweet Lord, who is present everywhere, who is arranging everything, and who is reciprocating with you constantly. So, in that reciprocation, we are filled with the glorification of Lord Hari. How often? Sada, always. And that is what we are hoping for, praying for, and practicing this bhakti for. So we are absorbed in Kirtaniya Sadahari. Yeah, and that is possible by Harinam, by the process of bhakti, especially when done with the instructions given by Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It gets more sweeter with the instructions of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It gets more easier with the instructions of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. How can it get any more better? When the process is getting so easy and so sweet because of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I mean, how else can bhakti get better? Satya Yuga also there was bhakti. Treta Yuga also there was bhakti and Harinam. Dwapara Yuga also there was bhakti and Harinam. But what is it so special with the bhakti that is touched by the fragrance of Gaurahari, that is endorsed by Gaurahari? It's just more sweeter, and it's more made very easy. Very ripened fruit given very freely, because Nitai Gaur are so merciful. So that's how Nitai and Gauranga and Guru Varga, they will make it possible that we do Kirtaniya Sadahari. So on that note, we'll seek the blessings of the Lordships. I will ask you, please take a moment. Please join me in requesting, in begging the Lordships that this Chaitanya Charitamrita is not going to be only an informational study for us, but a transformative one that can help us live bhakti in the way Lord Gauranga has endorsed. So praying the Lordships, I clearly know that I am not qualified, and I was not so prepared also to present Chaitanya Charitamrita. But with the qualification, with the order and blessings of the Lordships as qualification, I am praying, and you please join to pray that let our character be simplicity, Sharalatahi Vaishnavata. Let our faith deepen and receive the instructions from Acharya Varga and Shastra with all simplicity. Let our character be simplicity. And let our life be Sharanagati, taking shelter of Sri Guru and Gauranga, Govinda. Let the way of life be Sharanagati. And let the journey and goal be loving devotional service, Krishna Prema. With these flowers of prayers offering to the Lordships, we will be taken into Chaitanya Charitamrita by the Acharya Varga. So I'm so very kind. I'm so very grateful for your kind presence. So we can do this together, and we are able to pray for this together. So, what is our qualification? We are Jiva Tattva, Tatastha Shakti, constantly being battered by the moods. What to speak of Nishta, Ruchi, Prema, and all this? Such transcendental subject matter. What is our qualification? It's like pearls pearls poured in front of swine. How can we taste all these reciprocations of the Bhagavan? So what is our qualification? Admitting that we are not qualified, that we are disqualified itself, if that is called as qualification, acknowledging our disqualification will make us prepared with the instructions that are coming to us. So we are disqualified, but the mercy of Gaura and Nitai is much more abundant than our disqualification. That is something that we can celebrate. That is our hope. Yes, we are disqualified, but the mercy of Nitai Gaura is so abundant that our disqualification is just a speck of dust in the ocean of their mercy. So on that word, Premananda Dasa, he wrote this bhajan. So we will sing this. You can repeat after me, and after that we'll read the translation. Yeah. And each of these bhajans and prayers, we will have some. As we sing and as you read the translation, you will know a lot. So please pay attention to each one of it. You will know more about Nitai, God, what is Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is it that we are going to receive. So please pay attention to them as we sing and read the translation. Uttama dama kichuna bachila jachiye dile kakola, kahe premananda yemuna gauranga antara dhariya bola.
Uttama kichuna bachila jachiya dile kakola,
kahe premananda yemuna gauranga antara dhariya bola.
Dama kichuna bachila jachiye dile kakola, kahe premananda emuna gauranga antara bhariya bola.
Adi login చేసి
उत्तमादम
किचुना बचिला दई
का कोला कहीं
काहे
प्रेम
प्रेमानंद एमन गरंगे अंधारे धरिया बोला
भज गौरंग कह गौरंग लह गौरंगेर नाम रे जय जना गौरांग भजे से अमर प्राण रे
भज गौरंगा कहा गौरंगा लाह गौरंग नाम रे जय जन गौरंगा भजे से हो अमर प्राण रे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Translation, please. Please take turns.
Never discriminating who was a fit candidate or an unfit candidate, elevated or degraded, the son of Mother Sachi magnanimously accepts one and all onto his lap in a loving embrace, crying, "Come to my fold, come to my fold." The poet Premananda Das begs you all to constantly chant the sweet name of Krishna while holding tightly to the son of Mother Sachi in the innermost core of your heart. Worship Lord Gauranga, chant Gauranga, speak about Lord Gauranga only. Those who worships Lord Gauranga is indeed my life and soul. Hare Krishna.
Hare Yasyaiva padam bhujabhakti labhyam premabhidana paramah pumartha tasmai jaganmangalam mangalaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste.
O Lord Chaitanya Chandra, by decidedly serving your lotus feet, one can attain the pure love for Lord Krishna. That is the ultimate goal of all endeavors. O Lord Chaitanya Chandra, O great auspiciousness of the world, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Thank you. You may want to actually repeat the sloka also. So I'm going to say that one more time. Because these are going to be our standard Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. Yasyaiva padam bhujabhakti labhya
यस्यैव पदां भुजभक्तिलभ्या
premabhidana paramah pumartha
Prema
tasmai jaganmangalam mangalaya
तस्मै
Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste
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 Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Obeisances on to Sri Chaitanya. Sorry.
Next one.
Obeisances on to Sri Chaitanya Chandra, the giver of the mellow of the highest love of Godhead, who is the embodiment of blissful pastimes and who is so beautiful, having a dazzling luster like gold. Hare Krishna.
I am locking my screen here. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya Ema Bhidivya Chavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste.
Vigrahaya Hemabhadivya Chavisundaraaya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste.
By heart it in such a way that when we do the Mangalacharan together, right? We do the Mangalacharan together, we can do all these prayers also together. Anarpita charin chirat karunayavatirna kalau samarpaitum unnato Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam Harir Purata Sundaratyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratauva Sachinandana. One line.
Anarpita charin chirat karunayavati nahakalau
Samarpaitum
unnato Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam
Hari
Purata Sundaratyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya
Translation.
May that Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be the transcendentally situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Hare Krishna.
Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadhato Sankirtanaikapitaro Kamalayataksho Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugadharmapalo Vande Jagatpriyakaro Karunavataro.
Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadhato Sankirtanaikapitaro Kamalayatakshau
Vishwambharo Dvijavaro
Yugadharmapalo
Vande
Vande Jagatpriyakaro Karunavataro.
I offer my respects unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, whose arms extend down to their knees, who gave golden yellow complexions, and who inaugurated the congregational chanting of the holy names. Their eyes resemble the petals of a lotus. They are the maintainers of all living entities. They are the best of Brahmanas, the protectors of religious principles for this age, the benefactors of the universe, and the most merciful of all incarnations. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Yeah, that's from Chaitanya. Okay, now coming to the discussion on Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any questions or anything so far? Can we go into Chaitanya Charitamrita now? Yeah. So, what was the last instruction that Lord Shri Krishna gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita? How was Bhagavad Gita ending? Does anybody remember? What was the shloka?
Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja.
Aham tvam sarva bhavebhyo
Moksha.
masucha. Right? So that's what Lord Krishna said. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Sharanam. So you just come, Sharanam, come under my shelter, take my shelter. And I'll take care of you. You take my shelter, I'll take care of you. That's the very last instruction of Lord Krishna to Arjuna. So Lord Krishna, he gave this instruction, and then Kurukshetra war was over, Dwapara Yuga was over. And then Lord Krishna went to his abode, and he was thinking, okay, I gave this instruction, Sharanam Raja, Sarvadharman Parityajya. But I don't think anybody really knows how to do it. Maybe I should just go down and teach them how to do that. Mamekam Sharanam Raja. How to take shelter. Yeah, that's what Lord Krishna thought. It's like this, when the father says, okay, you have that new bicycle that I brought you at home, just get onto that bicycle and then just come to the temple. So if he gets that phone call from the father, what would the son think? With a bicycle, hai, yes, but yes, I have to go to the temple, but kaise ride karna hai? How do I get onto this bicycle? That will be there. So it is difficult for him to figure out himself, right? So what if the father thinks, okay, let me do this. Instead of asking him just to get onto the bicycle and come to the temple. What if the father is coming from the temple to home to show how to ride the bicycle, how to teach his son how to get onto the bicycle. A bicycle is out there. This is how the bicycle is. So this is how you sit, and these are the pedals. So you put your feet here on the pedals, and you hold the handle, and these are the brakes. This is how you start riding. And when you think you are losing the balance, this is how you balance. Just put your one foot down so you don't really fall, and watch. There can be slopes coming down. There you really have to apply the brakes. And so all these things, the nitty-gritty things of how to get onto the bicycle, how to ride the bicycle, and what so the cautions that he needs to observe so he does not fall down. So these detailed process, the teaching of how to ride the bicycle so he can get to the temple. If that is done by the father, so this is similar to Lord Krishna when he thinks that, okay, I told them take Sharanagati, but I have to go down and teach them ki Sharanagati kaise karna hai, how to do Sharanagati. How should we think? What should be our application in the life? I will come down to this earth and I will teach them. So they can learn how to do Sharanagati, they can live in Sharanagati, and they can be engaged in the loving devotional service. That way they can come back to Vraja. When Lord Krishna thinks like that and comes to the earth in this Kali Yuga, that's Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Gauranga. But who said Lord Gauranga is Krishna? What are the scriptural evidences? We haven't heard of that before. We came to this ISKCON, we came to this Gaudiya, and now we are coming to know Lord Gauranga. What's the scriptural evidence that Gauranga is incarnation of Krishna? That's something that we are going to look into. So who is Krishna Chaitanya? What are the scriptural references? And we will also know who are Panchatattva. And after that, we will see overview of Chaitanya Charitamrita and the flow of the mellow flow of rasa in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is what we're going to see today. Okay. First is, the next one is, when we say Krishna Chaitanya or Gauranga or Nimai, they all mean the same. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared under the neem tree, he's also called as Nimai, yeah. And because his complexion is golden, He's also called Gauranga. And his sannyas name was Krishna Chaitanya, so he's also called Krishna Chaitanya. And he's very magnanimous, so he's called Mahaprabhu also. So all these names mean the same. That's Gauranga, Krishna Chaitanya. Yeah? Okay. Oh yeah, this we have covered. Sarvadharman Parityajya. So Lord Krishna, when he decides to show how to do Sarvadharman Parityajya, then that he comes as Gauranga. That is the external reason why he comes as Gauranga. There are other internal reasons also. He wants to relish what this intense taste of Priti Rasa means. He wanted to taste that rasa that Srimati Radharani tastes. How much longing she has to serve Lord Krishna. That Lord Krishna wanted to taste. And that is the internal reason why he comes to the material world, to the earth, planet, why he appears here. But the external one is to show us how to practice bhakti, Sharanagati bhakti. And this is all what we have discussed. This is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. How Lord Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm going to do this. Yeah. How Lord Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are the words of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So this is why Chaitanya Charitamrita becomes so important to us. We want to practice Sharanagati Bhakti, and in Srimad Bhagavatam there are so many devotees in different yugas. They were practicing it. They were all in different yugas. But how do we practice here in Kali Yuga? That too under the guidance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who made this process more easy and sweet. Can somebody read this, please? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
Sri Chaitanya Prabhu descended from the eternal spiritual world along with his personal associates and divine abode, incarnating in this temporary material world out of compassion for the fallen souls. In order to freely distribute the gift of ecstatic love of God, which is very difficult to obtain, he taught the path of Sharanagati, devotional surrender to the Supreme Lord. This Sharanagati is the indispensable necessity of the true devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. You noted that point? It's not an optional one. Indispensable necessity. And if we go to the original lyrics, Shikaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Prana. Can there be prana in the body? Can there be life in the body without prana? It's a dead body. In the same way, there is no practice of bhakti without Sharanagati. It is that indispensable. And to teach this one, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Doya Kori. He was merciful to the Jivas. Swaparshada Sviya Dhama Sahavatari. So he came to this world along with his associates. Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Baredan. And he wanted to gift this magnanimous gift of prema. How? By Sikaya Sharanagati Bhakatera Prana. By teaching the ways of Sharanagati, which is the very life of the devotee. Yeah? So that's why Sri Krishna Chaitanya came to this world to teach us about Sharanagati. Okay, that is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. That Sri Krishna Chaitanya came to this world to teach the ways of Sharanagati. He is Lord Krishna. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is our Acharya. He's a sadhu. Whenever we hear something spiritually, they have to go, it has to meet the 3 points. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. One who speaks Shastra is a sadhu. And that sadhu that is merciful to guide us will become a guru. So anything that we hear should go should intercept this line, Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. So now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is a Sadhu and Guru, said that Krishna Chaitanya came to this world and is Lord Krishna himself. But what Shastras are saying that Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna himself. The Shastras, the Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas, these are the Shastras. So let's see the references from all these scriptures about who Gauranga Mahaprabhu is. Yeah, and please, if you can take turns and read one after the other. This is from Adava Veda, Purusha Bodhini Upanishad. What is it saying? Saptame Gauravarna Vishnor iti ena swasaktya chaikyam itya pratar avatirya sahasvai swamanum sikshayati. Translation, please.
In the 7th Manvantara, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will, accompanied by his own associates, descend in a golden form to the earth. He will teach the chanting of his own names. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Who is that? That's Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Right? We are in 7th Manvantara. We are in the beginning of Kali Yuga, that was 500 years ago, approximately. And was descended with his associates and taught the propagation of Harinam chanting holy name. That's from Atharva Veda, Purusha Bodhini Upanishad. And more quotes from Atharva Veda. What is the Supreme Person saying in Atharva Veda? You can go ahead and read the translation, please, for the sake of time.
I will descend on the earth after the passage of 4,000 years in the Kali age. Kalau Chatu Sahasrabdo Pari. And before the passage of 5,000 years, Pancha Sahasra Abhyantare, I will come on the earth on the bank of the Ganges. Tirastaha Alakanandayaha. I will be a tall and saintly Brahmana devotee. I will have all the auspicious symptoms of an exalted person. Dirgangaha Sarva Lakshana Yuktaha. I will exhibit renunciation. I will have all auspicious signs. I will be a devotee practicing Bhakti Yoga. I will taste the rasa of my own devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Right? So clearly said, I'll be a devotee. I'll be tasting the rasa of my own devotional service. This is from Atharva Veda. That's the Supreme Lord speaking in Atharva Veda. Next, what is said in Sama Veda? Somebody please.
I shall come to the earth accompanied by my associates in a place by the bank of Ganges. I will advent to save the people who are afflicted and devoured by the sins of the age of Kali. I will manifest as an Avadhut Brahman Sannyasi. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. That's Sama Veda. The Supreme Lord speaks that in Sama Veda. And what is Chandogya Upanishad saying about the place of advent of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya? And this is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. But this is from Chandogya Upanishad. Somebody read, please.
The spiritual city in the shape of a lotus has the abode of Sri Mayapur at its heart. Sridham Mayapur is the divine abode of Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the middle of Mayapur is the place called Antardweep.
Right. So that's from Chandogya Upanishad. Remember, when we go to Mayapur, we know we are going to a place that is mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. This is from Chaitanya Upanishad about Krishna Chaitanya. Please go ahead, somebody.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the Supreme Enjoyer, whose form is transcendental, who is beyond the touch of the three modes of material nature, and who is all pervading supersoul, residing in the hearts of all living entities, will appear again in the Kali age. Appearing as the greatest devotee, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will assume a two-armed form of golden complexion in his abode of Goloka Vrindavan, manifested on the bank of the Ganga at Navadip. He will disseminate pure devotional service in the world.
Right. Thank you, Prabhu. He will disseminate pure devotional service in the world. And who is Krishna Chaitanya? Srimad Bhagavatam is saying this. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishna Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. Translation, please.
In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the holy name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. And this is from Garuda Purana. So far we have covered in the Vedas, we have covered the Upanishads, right? Atharva Veda, Sama Veda, and Chandogya Upanishads, and there was Chaitanya Upanishad also. And now we are seeing the references from Purana, who Lord Gauranga is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. Yeah, somebody read, please.
In the first part of Kali Yuga, the Supreme Lord in the golden complexion will become the husband of Lakshmi. Then he will become a sannyasi and reside near Lord Jagannath. Hare Krishna.
How explicit, yes. How clear is that? Yeah, that's from Garuda Purana. And this is one more reference from Garuda Purana. Please go ahead. What is Supreme Lord saying in Garuda Purana?
In the first part of Kali Yuga, I will appear in my complete spiritual form in Mayapura, Navadvipa, and become the son of Sashi.
Yeah, Mother Sachi, yes. And what is the Supreme Personality of Godhead saying in Narada Purana? Please go ahead.
O Brahmana, I will deliver all the worlds, concealing myself in the form of a devotee of the Lord in Kali Yuga.
Next one.
O demigods, please advent on the earth as devotees in Kali Yuga to inaugurate Sankirtana. I will incarnate as soon as the son of Sachi.
Yes, he is the son of Mother Sachi. Hare Krishna. So, as Supreme Lord is adventing as Lord Chaitanya, you see, all the other associates of Gauranga, they are either the expansions of Lord Krishna Gauranga or the demigods that came to assist Lord Gauranga in his Sankirtan movement and his Sharanagati Bhakti Sankirtan. And what is Vayu Purana saying? What is the Supreme Lord in Vayu Purana saying?
On the full moon day of the month of Phalguna, conjoined with the star Phalguni, I will appear in golden form, begotten by Purandara in the womb of Shachi. Hare Krishna.
Yes, that's Vayu Purana. And reference for this, if I didn't give anything, this is Vayu Purana too. So please go ahead. This is from the same.
O austere sage, everyone will see my transcendental form as a sannyasi in the age of Kali. I will be displaying symptoms like shedding tears of bliss and hair standing on end out of ecstasy.
Yeah. Especially in this pastime, devotees saw that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, generally when the tears flowed down the cheeks. But it was documented that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tears, with that ecstatic spiritual ecstasy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having, The tears were just, they are, what do you say? During Holi, the color where you use the gun, right? The water gun to pour the colors. So the tears were just coming out as the water is coming out from a water gun. They're not just tears rolling down the cheek. The tears were just coming out. So there were many other ecstatic symptoms that were described during the Rath Yatra. Okay, and this is Vayu Purana too. Yeah, please go ahead. This is the last reference of who Lord Gauranga is.
The Supreme Lord, who assumes the form of a half man, half lion in the Satyuga to cure a dreadful disease that had devastated the Daityas, and who, appearing as Rama, conquered the 10-headed Ravana in the Treta Yuga, and who removed the burden of the earth in Dwapar Yuga, and protected the cowherd men of Brajapura, will be the Lord by name Chaitanya in the Kali Yuga. He will have a golden form, and he will take pleasure in chanting the Lord's holy name.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So the same Lord Narasimha that appeared in Satya Yuga, Rama in Dwapara Yuga. Now, Rama in Treta Yuga. Now he came as Lord Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. Krishna in Dwapara Yuga and Krishna Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. This is Skanda Purana. I think there are 2 more references. These are really beautiful ones. Please go ahead. In Skanda Purana, what does the Lord say?
Inwardly Krishna, but outwardly of golden form. I will be accompanied by my associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Taking my birth in the womb of Mother Sachi, I will accept the role of a human being.
Right. And the same thing, Prabhu, you can continue. This is from Matsya Purana.
In the age of Kali, I will be golden color. I will be tall and will have a shaven head. The place where I'll take birth with a meeting point of 3 rivers. I will be very merciful and I will keenly engage in chanting the holy names.
Yeah. So the Lord says, this is what is going to happen. It's already predicted. This is how I'm going to be. I will be merciful. I will be descending down to the earth, to that place by the Ganges, to the womb of Mother Sachi. And this will be my complexion, and this will be my physical features. And this is my purpose of adventing down. And this is how I'm going to be merciful. And this is my purpose of advent, to engage everybody in transcendental loving devotional service, to give them Krishna Prema. So all this is all given in scriptures. Everything about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is something you may want to make a note of it, and we may have to at least know few of those references, because it's a very common question. It can come to us too when we didn't know Mahaprabhu before, and now we are getting to know. And even when people ask to, then we have these references from the Vedas, Upanishads, and Puranas. Yeah, so those are the references. This is the last one. See, when all these references are there in the Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas, why is it this incarnation of Lord Krishna so not known until you come to the Gaudiya Sampradaya? Lord Chaitanya is very well known. He was very well known as a great saint, even by Mayavadis also. But he was not known as Lord Krishna himself. Why is it like that? And Srila Prahlad Maharaj, he indicates the reason in Srimad Bhagavatam. He says that this is Channa Kalau Yat Abhavas Triyugotha Sattvam. This incarnation of Gauranga is Channa, hidden. If you look at the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pastimes of Lord Gauranga, he never says that he's Krishna. And if somebody says that he's Krishna and he addresses him as Krishna, he would just close his eyes and he goes, Hari, Hari, Vishnu, Vishnu. Because the reason of his advent is to live as a devotee and to show others how to live as a devotee. So the purpose of the advent is more of being a devotee and show everybody how to be a devotee, not to be a Lord and not to show everybody as that he is Lord. That's why he's a hidden incarnation, because he didn't come as Lord, he came as a devotee. Yeah. So that's about Lord Gauranga. All the references from who is he, what is the purpose of his advent, his physical features, his purpose, we have discussed. So everything about Lord Gauranga from the scriptures. And how about Panchatattva? That's in the middle, that's Lord Gauranga. And here in the blue garments, that's Lord Nityananda. And here, besides Lord Nityananda is Advaita Acharya. And besides Gauranga, to his left side is Gadadhar Pandit. And on the left side, the very left is Srivas Thakur. Who are they? Yeah, I will let you take turns and read. As you read, you will know in brief all that you need to know about each personality in the Panchatattva. And this is the answer for all the questions that you have had for 1 or 2 years, whoever has joined. We never had a chance to discuss much about Gauranga and Panchatattva. And when I heard the questions of is Chaitanya the same as Gauranga or Mahaprabhu? So all those questions are now being answered. And same thing with the Panchatattva also. We will know who each personality is and how they are relevant to our spiritual life. Yeah. So as we read through, you will know that. So somebody please, Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as the spiritual masters, the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions in the form of the Panchatattva. The Panchatattva are all 6 in one. I therefore worship the lotus feet of these 6 diversities of the one truth, the Panchatattva. By invoking their benedictions, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energies, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna.
Thank you. Do you see any discrepancy here? Do you have any question here?
6.
Ah, Prabhu, you are paying attention, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes. When it is Panchatattva, where is the 6 coming from? Any guesses? Any answers?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna and Radha Mataji.
That is your guess. Okay, that's good one. And any more? Giving you a clue, read the whole thing here. You will get to know who that 6th one is. Yeah. Okay.
Vrinda.
Yeah, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. So till Gadadhara is Panchatattva, right? Yes, Lord Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna with the mood of Radharani. Yeah, that's Krishna Chaitanya. Then Nityananda Prabhu, then Advaita Acharya, then Gadadhara, then Srivasa, Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Look at the place of the devotees on par with the Panchatattva. It's explained in the scriptures that this is more of a Guru Tattva. Guru also is in the category of Gaura Bhakta. So basically, the devotees also. And the Panchatattva are all 6 in 1. Please note the status given to the Vaishnavas, and especially the Sadhu Vaishnava. Any Vaishnava is just is work in progress to become a Sadhu Vaishnava anyway, Sharanagata Bhakta anyway. So yeah, that's why it is said all those 6. There is no difference between those 6 in Panchatattva. Yeah, that's a good pick, Prabhu. Yes, we'll go to the next one. So that's a little nutshell about Panchatattva. Now, individual personalities. I think Padma Priya Mataji, you can read this one. You were trying to answer this one. Who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu?
The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Now, these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radha Rani, although he is Krishna himself. Desiring to understand the glory of Radha Rani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Shachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. Hare Krishna.
Hari. So that's Gauranga. Shri Radha and Krishna combined. In other words, Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani. Right? Yeah. And who is Lord Nityananda? Oh, that's okay. One more thing about our most merciful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please, somebody read this.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of energy for all his devotees. He is Maha Vadanaya Vatara, the most magnanimous incarnation of the Lord, for he does not consider the offenses of the fallen souls. In order to take full benefit of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we must first take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Right. So you got it? Gauranga. He's most merciful because he does not consider any offenses of the fallen souls. He's magnanimous, right? He's more magnanimous than Krishna. But who is so much more magnanimous and merciful than Gauranga?
Lord Nityananda.
Nityananda. Lord Nityananda. And you will know why. Please go ahead, read.
May Sri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Seshanaga, and the Vishnus who lie on the Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshana in the midst of the Chaturvyuha consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. I offer my full obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karunadakshay Vishnu, lying on the Karana ocean, is the original Purusha, the master of illusory energy, and the shelter of all the universes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So this is the an etymology, ontological position of Nityananda Ram, where he is Sankarshana, and then in Adi Leela, when we walk through Adi Leela in detail, here all the questions about the expansions, plenary portions, who is the first Chaturvyuha, second Chaturvyuha, Sankarshana, Mahasankarshana, all those questions will be answered in this part of Adi Leela. So, but in brief, Lord Nityananda, who is Lord Balaram himself, that is the Sankarsana portion. Yeah, so that's who Lord Nityananda is. And how is he rescuing us? That would be in the next slide. Yes, he is Lord Balaram. Yes, he is a plenary portion. How is he rescuing me? Yes, please, somebody.
I offer respectful obeisances unto the feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, whose secondary part is the Vishnu line in the ocean of milk. The Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshnath is his further subpart. Lord Nityananda is even more merciful than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because after Nitai was struck on the head with an earthen pot by sinful Jagai and Madhai, he stopped Lord Chaitanya from killing the two criminals. He begged the Lord to spare their lives, because after all, their mood was to make devotees by killing the demoniac tendencies within, not by slaying wrongdoers. The Lord agreed to do this if the demoniac brothers would give up their sinful activities and change their bad habits into Krishna conscious ones. By his request, Mahaprabhu spared the brothers. By this mercy, the brothers fell at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and immediately surrendered their lives in devotion to Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, thank you. This is why we hear it is said that Markhaya Premdiya, Lord and Nityananda Prabhu, he was beaten by these drunkards, Jagai and Madhai, and he was bleeding on the forehead. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes to know about this, and immediately with the Vishnu, the Sudarshana, he wanted to slay those drunkards. But Nityananda Prabhu said, no. In this incarnation, you are not killing any physical bodies, my Lord. You are killing their demonic tendencies. So please be merciful unto them. So he was hurt. But still, Nityananda Prabhu's focus is not if he's hurt or not. If the fallen souls are getting Krishna Prema or not. That is his mission. So he reminded Gauranga Mahaprabhu, no, my Lord, please kill the demonic tendencies. Just don't kill them. Yeah, so that's Nityananda Prabhu. It is said that he would go door to door, knock the doors, and then just fall flat, in front of those householders, and then just beg, please chant, Hari, Hari, Hari Nam. You are so much stuck in this Maya. You are battered by these modes. You have a rescue. Please chant Harinam. So he was so much intoxicated and drowning in the taste of the Harinam. He was not following any rules and regulations. That's why he was called Avadhuta. He wasn't following any rules and regulations. He was just drowning, floating in the ecstasy, and was just begging everybody to take up Harinam. So that's Lord Nityananda. And if you note here, Gauranga Mahaprabhu was not angry with the drunkards when they did not chant the Harinam. But when was he angry? When did he get angry?
His devotee.
Right? Yeah, when the devotees were hurt. When the Nityananda Prabhu was hurt, then Gauranga Mahaprabhu got very angry. Same with Lord Krishna. It doesn't matter a whole lot to him if we are chanting or not. But if we are offending a devotee, he's going to get mad. That's going to make him angry. So if we are not able to chant is one thing, but if we are hurting the devotees is something not excusable for the Lord. He gets angry. So that's something to make note of. Yeah, so that's Lord Nityananda, Markhaya Premdiya. And who is Advaita Charya? Somebody read, please.
Advaita means non-dual because he is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Acharya means he is disseminating Krishna consciousness. Advait is Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. Because he is non-different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. And because he propagates Krishna consciousness, he is also called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. Advaita Acharya is in the Vishnu Tattva with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. These are the three masters, but Nityananda and Advait are the servants of Mahaprabhu. It was Advait Gosai who prayed to the Lord by offering water and tulsi leaves to his Shaligram Shila Krishna deity by loudly roaring his request for the Lord to appear. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So Advaitacharya, he was praying to Shalagram Shila for the Lord to appear in Kali Yuga, so the Vaishnavism can be saved again. It was under the in the hands of Sajiyas and was looked down so much, and all the ritualistic Brahmanas, they were just taking hold of the society. So in the midst of all those things, to revive the Vaishnavism, Advaitacharya, he called Lord Krishna to please advent. So if he did not call, if he wouldn't have called, then we wouldn't have had Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So that's why Advaitacharya's call is our saving grace. And who is he in Tattva? If you see, he is a combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And if you remember, can you tell me if there is a combination of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva? We already discussed that. At what point is Sadashiva and Mahavishnu the same? I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and tell you. Yeah. You know, when Sadashiva, Shambhu comes from the Prakriti of Mahavishnu, yeah, that's where the Shiva and Vishnu are the same. So Advaitacharya is both Mahavishnu and Shambhu. Yeah. And this is Srivasa. Yeah. I think that's Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani herself, but in a different mood. The internal potency of Lord Krishna is Srimati Radharani. So when the internal potency has different moods, then it takes different forms. So personification of different moods of internal potency of the Lord has different forms. And Gadadhar Pandit is one of those forms. So that's Srimati Radharani, and also considered as incarnation of Srimati Radharani and Lalita Shakti. I am not reading the whole thing just because of the time constraint. Yeah, and I will post this anyway so you can read. That's Gadadhar Pandit, and that's Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur represents Jiva Shakti, all of us, but more so a pure devotee. He's also considered the incarnation of Narada, a pure devotee. Yeah. So that's about Srivas Thakur, a pure devotee. So that's who all of them in Panchatattva is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radha and Krishna combined. Nityananda Ram, who is Balaram or Sankarshana. Yeah. And Advaitacharya, who is both Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And Gadadhar Pandit is a form of Radharani. And Srivas Pandit is Jiva Tattva or pure devotee. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda is all the Guru Varga and all the devotees. Yeah, I think we'll pause here. Yeah, and in the I was going to give you an overview and the flow of Rasayna Chaitanya Charitamrita, but we'll pause here. We'll take 5 minutes of reflections, questions, or anything, and then we'll do the rest next time.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hari Hari.
Mataji could not understand when you said that Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva are same.
Right. Advaitacharya is considered as both Lord Shiva and Mahavishnu. And what I was trying to say was, when Shambhu comes from the Brukati of Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, yeah, Shambhu comes from the Brukati of Karnodaka Sai Vishnu to interact with Prakriti.
Mataji,
So,
I sorry to interrupt you, Mataji. I thought that when the Mahavishnu glances on the Mahatattva, that's when Lord Shambhu comes?
yeah, that is Shambhu. That name is, the glance is Shambhu.
Okay, and what were you saying? What was that? Who comes from the Brakuti?
Is Shambhu. Shambhu is a combination of all the jivas with the time energy to interact with Prakriti. That is Shambhu. But here it says that Advaitacharya is both, that is said as Sadashiva, right? Not Shambhu. Yeah, so that's not Shambhu. Sadashiva is with Mother Parvati in the transcendental world. Okay, Shambhu is when the creation is about to happen. So the scriptures say Advaitacharya is both Sadashiva and Mahavishnu, the Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, a combination of both.
I think I'm a little confused, Mataji. So when Mahavishnu glances on the Mahatattva, that is also Shambhu? And
that is Shambhu.
That is Shambhu.
Yeah, yeah. So initially when I said that is where Shiva and Vishnu, Shambhu is also a form of Shiva, right? So at that point, when Shambhu is coming out from Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, that is a place in some scriptures where it says there is no difference between Lord Shiva and Vishnu. It is a place where there is no big difference, because from Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, from his Brukati comes the jivas along with the time element, and that comes out as Shambhu. Shambhu is the combination of Jiva Shakti, and the time energy to interact with Prakriti. That's Shambhu.
Okay. So then why are we saying that the glance is Shambhu?
The glance contains, say when the glance goes, it goes as a, the light, the hollow, like that. The Shambhu. The glance itself is Shambhu. The glance itself has the jivas, all the jivas, and the time energy in it. So Shambhu is equal to jivas plus time energy.
Okay. So from the glance of Mahavishnu, those jivas and time energies are going
and interacting with Prakriti. We will get to that.
Okay, and they're coming from the Brukati also. Like, I think what
okay. Here in this case, the Brukati or glance is the same. In some places it is said glance, and I'm giving the exact location as per Brahma Samhita. Consider both of them the same.
Okay. Oh, I think that's where I was confused with. Is he the glance? Is he coming from the Brukati?
See, when the glance is coming like this, glancing straight, then it is coming to the Brukati. So it's one of the same. That's Shambhu.
Okay, Matt. Got it.
Yeah. But here Advaitacharya is not the Shambhu part that I was trying to say in the beginning. It's Sadashiva and Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, Mahavishnu. Just want to make that clear, right?
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. And one silly question, Mataji.
Please go ahead.
So when like Lord Chaitanya comes to the material world, or even Lord Krishna comes to the world, so when any other plenary portion comes, So Lord Krishna himself is there in Goloka Vrindavan. His portions are coming here. Now, when we are saying he's Lord Krishna himself is coming as Lord Krishna, or he's coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he's not there in his...
With our mind, if one person is there and is going to a different room, he is not in that room, isn't it? They can simultaneously be present. They can simultaneously. Goloka is not going to be vacant. Lord Krishna is not going to move anytime from there. Even when he goes to Mathura also, he's not going out of Goloka. That's a different subject matter. But no, it's not like when he comes here as Gauranga, then Krishna is not present in Goloka, isn't it? The Lord Krishna is simultaneously present in Goloka with his own pastimes going on, but still be coming here as Gauranga to do his pastimes here.
Yeah, maybe like when he does the Rasa dance, he's with each and every.
Right, exactly, right. I mean, even, no, forget about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even the Siddhas, even they can be present in more than one or two places at a time. What to speak of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Yeah.
I think maximum nine ways Siddhas can do something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, Mataji, yeah, okay.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the nice presentation.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And especially this first section where you mentioned about, where does it show that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or where is it written that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, Krishna himself? So I think putting that in there, generally there are a lot of questions about that in our mind as well. So thank you for putting those in there.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, thank you. Yeah. The references of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And we have talked about each part of the Panchatattva, their ontological position of who they are and how they are helping us in our bhakti. What is their role in our bhakti? That also, we have discussed. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. I was hoping to do the overview also today, but we will not be doing justice at this time with that. We will not be. So we'll do it some other time. Anything else? Any take-home points? Quick one-words from the rest of you, so we can close. Pause. We don't want to close. We will pause. Any take-home points for you, or any answer, any question that was answered to you? The basics of Panchatattva.
I think
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Mataji, I just had one clarification. Shrivas Pandit, he is representation of all the Jiva Tattvas or just the pure devotees?
Jiva Tattva in general, but pure devotee in specific with the in the Panchatattva. Like Narada Muni, he's a pure devotee, right? Yeah.
Right.
Even the pure devotees, they fall in Jiva Tattva, right? So broad category Jiva Tattva, specific category pure devotees.
So then we say Adi
Gaura
Bhakta Vrinda.
Right.
So do we consider them as separate categories then, like Jiva Tattva and the devotees?
In that case, Jiva Tattva is both Shrivas Pandit and the Gaura Bhakta. Shrivas Pandit is pure devotees, pure, perfected Siddhas, and rest of the Gaura Bhakta Vrinda are devotees in progress.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Sadhakas, like that.
Yes.
So both of them are Jiva Shakti. The Shrivas Pandit is a Siddha, the rest of them are sadhakas who will become Siddhas.
Okay, Mataji, thank you for the clarification.
Thank you.
Very nice class, Mataji.
So when we look around the devotees, please be aware, there may be a sadhaka now, tomorrow there'll be a Siddha. So and they have the same, they are given the same position here in the Panchatattva, an ontological position. So Vaishnavas. Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Anybody else? Anything else? I'll give 2 more minutes.
Mataji, for one thing also was when you started the prayers trying to be simple, simplicity where you emphasized. I think that was something stuck to me.
Yes, Prabhu, you got it, Prabhu. That will prevent and solve so much of the problems generated by this factory here, Prabhu. This is our obstacle. This is our obstacle. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it was included in the prayer, Prabhu. Pele one. That is why I was looking forward for this katha, actually. Yeah. So this is for my own purification and for my own relishment of the pure devotional service with the blessings and blessings of the Lordships. Yes, Prabhu. This is the whole reason why I thought I'll try to speak something so they can be pleased also. So that's why I'm grateful for your kind presence here. This would not have happened if you all were not here. So we're doing it together. The journey of Chaitanya Charitamrita together.
Mataji, one clarification. So, especially in the bhajan, which was like Adama, he doesn't see Adama Uttama, right? Then in the translation, it says that therefore, because he explains about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he says therefore, keep taking the name of the Lord, keeping tightly holding Lord Chaitanya in your heart. So,
what does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
And then, yeah, so I was saying, in the heart, Shyamasundar has to be there. And then when it says keeping Lord Chaitanya in the heart, that means because he can only take us to Shyamasundar.
Yeah, because we are Adamas, we are Patitas, and he's Patita Pavana. He's going to engage us in the service of Shyamasundara in the heart.
So we have to catch hold of him.
Yeah, he's a qualifying agent, Mataji. Otherwise, we cannot even touch the dust of Shyamasundara. So he's the qualifier of the disqualifiers. Yeah, to engage us in the service of Shyamasundara.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Even
in a broader sense, there is no very big difference between Gaura and Nitai. No very big difference in a very broader sense. But when we have to speak specifically, then we say Lord Nityananda is giving us the spiritual strength and engaging in the service. And Gauranga is qualifying us to make that service as a loving service, as opposed to any different rasas, especially the rasa of the Vraja. So those intricacies, they come in. That only Gauranga Mahaprabhu can do it. So to add the mellows to the service, Gauranga. Yeah. So that's how.
And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the one who provides the relationship between us and the Lord in any rasa, right, Mataji? Because otherwise, in any other form of bhakti, we can be in a dasya rasa, but no reciprocation with the Lord. But the importance of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that we can have a reciprocation in any of these four rasas, right, Mataji?
Yes. Yeah, when he manifested here, yes, he allowed us, taught us to reciprocate in four of the rasas, but especially the Madhurya rasa, which was not given by anybody else.
But any other rasas,
all the other rasas too, yes.
They were there before.
Yes, they were there, but he also broadened it and made it more easily available. All the four rasas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for extending.
Yeah. So we'll pause here. Yeah. Since it's
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much for the great introduction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Panchatattva. Yeah, we'll go to the Chaitanya Charitamrita overview and the flow next time. Not sure if it would be next week or some other time, but we will do it in another session. So thank you all so very much. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Patita pavana prema purushottama Gaura Hari ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.